Hey everyone, I'm the Mandalorian Merc, also known as Mando Merc, and I'm doing a Cast in the Shadows, I guess, news update video thing, whatever. Anyway, so we had some news about Halo Infinite today. It's been delayed to 2021. So, I mean, I know a lot of you guys were hoping that it would come out this year and be good, but you're now gonna have to wait another year. But then again, based on what we saw, it didn't look that great, so I think it's great that they're delaying it, because it's like, that was a problem with Halo 5, is they rushed it out on a certain state, and then they pumped all this content out that should have been in the game on launch throughout like the year after its release. Like, you didn't have the full Halo 5 game until 2016, maybe even 2017. And the game released 2015, so that's not cool. So what they're trying to avoid this same situation here, and we actually got multiple articles, but I'll just go with the one I have open here. So we got from GamesIndustry.biz, Halo Infinite delayed to 2021, key Xbox Series X launch title pushed due to multiple factors, including COVID-19. Halo Infinite, previously intended to be a key exclusive console launch title for the Xbox Series X this holiday, has been delayed to 2021. In a Twitter announcement from executives, in a Twitter announcement from 343 Industries, attributed to delay to multiple factors, including ongoing COVID-19 related impacts affecting us all this year. Studio head Chris Lee wrote in this announcement that the delay was necessary to ensure the team has adequate time to deliver a Halo game experience that meets our vision. In a post that dropped at the same time on Xbox Wire, Microsoft acknowledged the delay while placing a focus on the console's backwards compatibility at launch, which is something the Xbox One did not have, so I'm all for that. As well as the over 100 titles that are going to be optimized for the Series X. Additionally, the post threw a spotlight on Xbox Game Pass, which Microsoft is beefing up in September with the addition of Project xCloud, their cloud gaming service. And Microsoft recently showed off the first look at gameplay for Halo Infinite at the Xbox Game Showcase. Yeah, so pretty much it's not. I honestly don't know. This isn't like bad news to me. To me, this is actually good. I know some people might not. I don't. Here's the thing, though: is it bad news? Is it going to affect how the Xbox Series X sells? Because I know a lot of people have been constantly telling me, why even bother getting an Xbox Series X if all the games are going to be playable on PC as well? Well, here's my answer to that. Not every family, say you're just like two parents and you have like 3 kids or something, or you're just a regular family, you may not want to spend $1,700 on a gaming computer. You may just want to get a $400 console and be done with it. And that's it. So for families and kids, consoles are great, and this is pretty much what they're for. So, so that's your reason to get an Xbox Series X. Just why get the Xbox Series X over the PlayStation 4, aside from Xbox Game Pass? Halo Infinite was pretty much that I'd say. But I mean, it's still coming. It's not like, it's not going to be on. It's just not going to be on launch of the console, but it's just going to be a bit later. Think more like Halo 3 on the Xbox Series. I remember correctly, that did not launch with the Xbox Series. Then again, it's been a while. Let me double check my computer before I start talking out of my. Okay, yeah, so it launched, Halo 3 came to Xbox on September 25th, 2007, and then Xbox 360 release? November 20... Oh, 2005, right. Okay, that makes sense, right. So, yeah, so it came 2 years after. So this isn't... I mean, it's not bad. And look how well and loved Halo 3 is. Then again, Halo 3 is a really good game. But Halo Infinite, we don't really know yet. But then again, they for example, that build that we saw in the gameplay demo, 8-minute gameplay trailer they had, that was like 4 or 6 weeks old at the time we saw it in July. So the game clearly needs time, and it seems that my concern of all the dev time for the last 5 years going into the engine was true, but at least they're taking another year to finish the game. And it's good that they're not like we don't want to just like overwork our employees. And there's another article here from Eurogamer is pretty much saying that however, the delay should perhaps not come as a surprise. 343 already talked about the significant impact coronavirus has had on the studio as it transitions to working from home. And in April, Xbox boss Phil Spencer insisted Microsoft wouldn't push when things aren't ready. Push when things just aren't ready. But yeah, so that's good to hear, because that was a mistake they made with Halo 5. And it's worth noting Halo Infinite's recent gameplay reveal was something of a PR disaster, with criticism for its visuals hitting the headlines. In the video below, Digital Foundry explains more, blah blah. I've watched that video. It's actually good, but they're just covering like one thing wrong out of 5. So yeah, and you've heard my complaints in previous videos, but I'll just say it again. It's not lack of textures, because there are some, but it's everything's a bit too bright and colorful and clean. Halo needs to be grimier, dirtier, more saturated, darker lighting. Not darker lighting where it's like you can't see, but I mean like combine the bright lights with really saturated colors, and then add a bunch of like scratches and dings and weathering textures, and you pretty much get Halo Reach. Like I think, at least to me, Halo Reach is like the pinnacle of what Halo should look like visually. Graphics wise, because it looks amazing. I love the colors. I love the overall design and how it feels. Like if you walk around Forge World in Halo Reach, it just looks amazing. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems. But then again, they're taking the year to fix all those problems, hopefully. So, and they are actually listening to us. And before anyone says, "Oh, well, how do you know they haven't done anything yet?" Well, they did make Master Chief look like Master Chief again. His Gen 3, or I just prefer to call it the Mark 7. I don't know. But his Mjolnir Mark 7 looks like the Mjolnir Mark 6, like the proper version, not the 343 version. The Pelican looks like a Pelican. The assault rifle is just a much higher poly count version of the Reach assault rifle. And even some of the newer guns look pretty Halo. And then except for the human weapons that we see, like the Bulldog shotgun, the Mark 50 sidekick pistol, and that Titanfall looking gun. Which, I mean, is cool, but it doesn't fit Halo. But I still have the thing on the screen, sorry. But yeah, so, yeah, put the flying suicide grunt. I don't know, maybe they'll polish it so this way the animations for this flying suicide grunts aren't as janky, because I saw a brute lifting and throwing a suicide grunt in that gameplay trailer, and the brute was easily like 3 feet away from the grunt. Like, he was not in arm's length of the grunt to throw him. So, and look, it's an early build of the game. The problem is at the time that it came out, the game was supposed to release later this year. So that's why a lot of people, myself included, were a bit worried. But so it's nice to hear that they're going to delay it. I guess while I'm here, actually, I have more Microsoft-based news. So I got an article from Bloomberg. So let me put this up on the screen. So, screen time. Microsoft delays biggest Xbox launch game, Halo Infinite. So, Microsoft Corp's Xbox team said its biggest video game for the November launch of its new console, Halo Infinite, is delayed until next year, citing multiple factors, including the COVID-19 outbreak. The change was made to ensure the team had adequate time to deliver a Halo game experience that meets our vision, according to a statement posted on the Halo Twitter account. The delay may hurt initial sales of the new Xbox Series X console, which is due out in time for the key holiday shopping season, so November. Microsoft's first demonstration of Halo Infinite last month was met with mixed reviews from viewers and complaints about lackluster graphics. And then you have the Twitter post here. And yeah, then there's more news on just the console itself. So Xbox Series X will launch in November. Console launch lineup will emphasize backwards compatibility, Game Pass. The Xbox Series X has been given a slightly narrower release window today, this time honing in on November of 2020 from a previously stated holiday 2020. So at least we got a month. Now we just need a date. This was announced today in a post on Xbox Wire, which emphasized the console's backward compatibility for select games across 4 generations. Original Xbox 360, Xbox One, and that's all there is. Whatever. And then I guess the Xbox Series X game. As well as optimized games for the system and its Game Pass library at launch. However, the system's key console-exclusive title, Halo Infinite, has been officially delayed into 2021, leaving the Xbox Series X with no known major launch day exclusives. Furthermore, pricing details for Microsoft's console still have not yet been announced, nor has a rumored Xbox Series S model been confirmed by official sources. Though a leaked controller earlier this week appears to verify its existence. Sony has announced neither a release window beyond holiday 2020 nor pricing details for the PlayStation 5. Earlier this year, an international Xbox Series X officially page? Anyway, earlier this year, an international XSX officially page appeared to showcase artwork pinpointing the release date of the console for Thanksgiving 2020. However, the image was taken down quickly, and Microsoft's Larry said the product page was inaccurate. So there you have it. We got a release date for the a release month for the console, late November 2020, or probably around there. I mean, it only makes sense, you know. That's when the holiday shopping kind of starts, anyways. So makes sense. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I know I kept it beneath 15 minutes long. I can go a bit longer. I'm not going to do that. The last news video I made, I went on a rant about Spider-Man. I can do that again here, but I don't think you guys want that. But yeah, I mean, look, I think it's good. I think it's good that we're getting a delay for Halo, because, like, even in this picture right here, this is a 4K screenshot that I took. And it looks good, but what I noticed is, for example, you have like those pylon things in the background, right? That are like essentially separating the islands that have sectioned off from the ring, and they are just completely matte, no textures, nothing, and it doesn't look good. The trees look fine. But then you have, look at this grunt. So this grunt actually looks pretty good, but his armor is too clean. Like, if you see what I mean? Like, where a lot of people were comparing the armor of the brutes to toys, like the Mega Block counterparts, and they're rightfully so making that comparison, because they need a bit more scuff, and a bit more wear, make it like it's been in use. The Banished just defeated humanity on the Battle of Zeta Halo. We need that to show throughout their design. Also, yeah, it's been confirmed that Halo Infinite's going to be on Zeta Halo. That's installation 07 for doesn't know anything about what I'm talking about right now. Essentially, it's a giant Halo ring that, like the other Halo rings, but bigger. Oh, and it has a really rich history in terms of lore. Not very nice. And we also found out that Halo Infinite is going to be rated T. So that is why the blood splatter didn't stick on the ground like it would in Halo CE or 2 or 3 or Reach. So I guess this way you have... I still think it's weird though with the hit markers, because they said because in the video... Okay, you know what, I guess I'm just going to keep going and make this my Halo Infinite breakdown video as well. So with the Halo Infinite gameplay, they showed off hit markers in the gameplay, and I'm fine with that as long as they're optional, because I never thought Halo needed hit markers. I mean, I was just playing Halo 2 Anniversary yesterday, and you have great feedback from between the shield effects or the blood effects, letting you know, okay, you're hitting them. So I never thought hit markers were necessary in Halo, and especially from what I saw in the Infinite gameplay. I will say this: one of the best things from that gameplay demo was how great the visuals of the blood coming out once you hit the targets were. This way, it's like, okay, I'm hitting them. I know, because I see giant sprays of blood coming out of them. That's a good thing. I mean, the audio for the assault rifle was terrible. And a lot of the guns, actually. I mean, they felt a little weak. They need to make the sounds a bit more oomph behind them. And for the assault rifle, just put the classic assault rifle in there. It's so. But yeah, the shield effect. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like the shield effect. For the Elite, where it's really glowy and blue. I mean, it's fine. I can. It won't bother me if everything else is okay. The problem is not everything else isn't okay. I don't look. If the game has sprint and everything, that's fine. It just. I'm not a fan. Speaking of shields, I'm not a fan of the shield recharge effect for Master Chief. Like when you have your shield recharge, you get the hexagons all over your screen. It's a bit obtrusive. So, plus I'm not a fan of shields being hexagons, but it was always depicted as really cool yellow lightning around your armor. I don't know, I didn't see why that had to be. It also helped in making things feel a little more toy-like, as opposed to Halo-like. But the shield design, your shields are a bunch of hexagons now, and a cool lightning effect. But it was a good demo, so it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So I guess that makes it good. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it was a fine demo. I'm just glad that they're delaying it to 2021 because of all the problems that I saw. And obviously the game is a live service. I'm quoting them here. This is going to be the only Halo game for 10 years. So you won't see another Halo game until 2022, most likely, latest. Now, of course, that's the promise every single one of these blasted live service titles announces, where it's a game that's going to last 10 years. You know, the Avengers game did it. Destiny did it. Destiny 2 did it. Although Destiny 2 is actually kind of pulling it off. Fallout 76 did, all these games promise, it's going to be 10 years. And then, what's great is when EA promises 10 years, and then they kill the game in 2. Battlefield 5, they killed that game. That was supposed to be a 10-year game. Same with Battlefront 2. So, yeah. None of these games are meant to last 10 years. You know what game lasted 20 years? Halo fucking Combat Evolved. Pardon my French, but you know what? I still play that game to this day, and it came out in 2001. I just played it yesterday. Hell, Halo Reach came out 10 years ago. 10! I was playing that last week. Hell, I'm sure there's probably still people playing it on 360 online. Like, through Xbox Live. There was, like 4 years ago. I think that was the last time I played it on, my... Or was that 3 years ago? 3 years ago, okay, so sooner. Closer. Yeah, it's, I don't know, sometimes just making a solid game helps its lifespan. It's not a question of how long will the game last, it's how good is the game, and based on its quality, it will tell you how long it will. Like, that's why I like Cyberpunk 2077 and The Outer Worlds, because these are, like, I mean, yeah, they're very different. I mean, they're both RPGs, but very different types. But, I mean, the point is, they're both solid games, and they have replayability. So you can replay them over and over and over, presumably for 10 years. I mean, look, people still play Fallout New Vegas because you can play that game over and over and over. And that's a game that's pretty glitchy and screwed up without mods, but you know what? It's still a quality game. Anyway, so I'm going on a little rant here, I guess, so I'm just going to cut it short. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I just want to give a shout out to my good friend Culture Casino. You should check his channel out. I'm going to put that on the screen right. Give me a sec. I can type so. Yeah, so check out my good friend Culture Casino. He's a good guy. He's been a great help to the channel here, and he just reached 700 subscribers yesterday. Insane. He was at 270 and he got 500 subscribers overnight, so check him out. He does really good stuff there. And yeah, this will be, and plus I do a show with him every Thursday. So I think it's on his channel this week. I'm not sure about that. Maybe in the next video I'll be sure about it. Anyways, but yeah, so thanks everyone so much for watching, because really you guys are what makes my making content possible. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't. If you have, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube is pretty much just yanking me around. With the whole subscriber count thing. I get up to 180, and then they kick 2 people. So, and this has been going on for a little over a month. So please make sure you're still subscribed. And if you want to help the channel further, you can, donate to our, I was about to say Patreon, PayPal. PayPal.com/me/castintheshadows, and you can donate a cent. I don't care, anything. And I think that'll be it for this video. Thanks again for watching, and remember, treat others.